What if optimizing your metabolism was the key to unlocking your best life? Welcome to the Life Possible podcast, where we bring you cutting-edge insights, real-life transformations, and powerful strategies to help you win the fight against obesity and metabolic disease. Join host Dr. John Barnes as he explores the science and stories of transformational metabolic health, because when you fuel your body right, you unlock your greatest potential. From leading experts in nutrition and wellness to inspiring success stories, this is your go-to resource for education, motivation, and empowerment on your journey to a healthier, more vibrant life. Your best life isn't just possible, it's within reach. Let's make it happen together. Here's your host, Dr. John Barnes.
Hey, Ideal Protein Nation, how are you? I am so excited today. Let's get this thing rolling. Welcome to the Life Possible podcast. I'm your host, Dr. John Barnes. For our new listeners and viewers, I like to open the show and kind of talk to them about what the show is all about and why. Who the heck am I and why am I doing this? Well, I tell you what. There's no easy way to put this, but about 10 years ago, I found myself in a place I never expected to be. I was fat, sick, and depressed. Years of stress had driven me into overeating and over drinking and insulin resistance and obesity and ill health. And the worst part was I didn't see a way out. That's when I truly believe that God brought me the Ideal Protein Protocol, a science-based ketogenic approach to nutrition that has not only transformed my health, but actually my professional mission and vision to help as many other people do the same thing. Now, I'm on a mission with this podcast to bring you the world's leading experts in low-carb keto nutrition, metabolic health, and also real-life success stories from Ideal Protein Nation, from people just like you who have used the Ideal Protein Protocol to power their life possible. So, who do I have today for you? Well, I tell you what, it is actually a thrill for me to be able to introduce this lady to you. I have Chef Roza Phox. Chef Roza is she calls herself a holistic chef, or also she's a self-described mother-trained chef. She's a media influencer, and she is going to be the first chef that there's going to be featured on Ideal Protein's new and up-and-coming Ideal Protein Test Kitchen. Well, stop talking, John, and let's just bring her out. Let's meet her. Where are you, Chef Roza? Hey.
Hello.
How are you today?
Lovely introduction. That made me feel so special.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully it made you feel joyful.
It does. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Very excited to be here.
Where are you coming to us from?
So I'm coming to you from Ontario, Canada. I live next to beautiful Lake Huron, and it's a rainy day today.
You know what? It's raining here too. I think that there's just all kinds of stuff going through North America, and hopefully it will get out of the way for the holidays coming up.
I hope so too.
But I also do want to ask, please excuse us if there's any technical difficulties while we're recording the show, because the internet may or may not be a little touchy, right?
Mother Nature.
So, let's just start off, Chef Roza, because like many people that I've had on this show, you've got your own story with weight, your own personal history with weight, and also a personal history with Ideal Protein. So
Yes.
talk to us about that. Talk to us about your personal history with weight.
I have such a wonderful relationship, I would say, with Ideal Protein. It started a few years ago. I have a very good friend of mine, also a mom. We had so much in common. Our kids were friends, and she became an owner of one of the Ideal Protein franchises. And
yes,
both of our favorite things ended up being what we do together. So it was really amazing because she went from friend to entrepreneur to being in this health and food world that I love. And it just gave us something to connect over. I had never heard of Ideal Protein until I met Marlo. And I was so fascinated as a chef with everything she was telling me, the protocol. I really loved trying all of the Ideal Protein foods and just having my own, like, I give this 5 stars. I just really enjoyed everything. And it really gave her and I something to connect over again. Just being moms and having the same need for what Ideal Protein fulfilled for us was interesting, because not only did it help us both in the value of food, but also as like female entrepreneurs. It was really cool for us to discuss and work together in that sense. And it just checked off all of our boxes. We got to talk about business and food and fun and life. It really was something that connected us together. And I feel really lucky that I was introduced to it the way I was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a
And
great
so,
connector.
and so you're talking about Coach Marlowe, and the clinic that she purchased is, what's the name
It's
of the
in
clinic
Point
again?
Edward. Yeah, it's in Port Edward, and it's called Purdy Ideal You.
Yeah, and you know what? As we were talking about this, that really warmed my heart. And I want to tell our listeners and viewers that Stephanie Purdy, who started that clinic and sold it to Coach Marlowe, she was actually on the Ideal Protein or on the Life Possible podcast. She is a good friend of mine, and I think this is really fantastic to see that her legacy in this clinic is continuing to thrive. And
It really is. And outside of that is Steph is someone who I looked up to and admired. And it's really cool that this is becoming such a full circle moment for all of us.
yeah, no, that's so awesome. And
Yeah.
so, tell us about your personal story with weight. Have you had issues all your life? Has it been later in life? What?
Well, I've
Tell us
always
about that.
been a very fit person, but when it came to giving, after I had my youngest son, getting back into the groove was really difficult for me.
Mhm.
And then once I did get back in the groove, I felt as though I never got my peak performance. I still ate very healthy. I worked out a lot, but it was almost just like maintenance. I maintained, I would
Mhm.
fluctuate up and down a little bit, but I really wouldn't get to like that ideal image I had of myself, of what I was wanting to be, even though I
Okay.
was working out so very hard. So
Right.
when I learned more about the Ideal Protein protocol through Marlowe, I asked her, I was like, hey, you know what? Do you think that this would work for me, in the sense that I really wanted something to show the results that I've been working so hard for? So almost to like get me to that extra 8 to 10 I wanted to lose, so I
Yes.
could
Yes.
actually see my abs, or I could actually see the things I'd been exercising really hard for. Um,
Yeah.
and I was blown away by the results, because I did get that, like, oh, you don't need to use Ideal Protein. I mean, I guess to the outside world, maybe I didn't, but to me, and where I wanted to be and what I wanted to see, this totally
Yes.
gave me that. And it just was like a reset for me. It helped me reset all of the things, not just physically, like what I saw. Like the first week, I was just amazed by my energy level going up, my general, how much, like, I became a garbage can for my kids. I would just eat all of their leftover things just because they were there. Do you know? And then
Yes.
with being in protocol, I realized I don't need to eat every crust.
Right. Right. Right.
So it really did help me as a mom and someone that wanted to get the results that I was looking for, in a creative, easy way. It checked off all the boxes. And it was really wonderful to have friends that are also in the program, because that gave us the community of
Right.
discussion, the community of support. And it really just brought us together as friends and moms. It was great.
Yeah, no, that's so super special. But you touched on so many things that are so pervasive. Other people think it's just them, but it's really not just them. We hear these kinds of stories all the time. So when you and I connected and we were kind of talking about this one on one, you know, I really enjoy, obviously, I enjoy helping people lose lots of weight, but I really enjoy working with fitness enthusiasts who they just they can't see the results. Like you said, I couldn't see the results of all of that working out. So you're building all that muscle, you're toning all that muscle, but it's still covered up by those layers, those unwanted layers of fat. And
Yes.
that's what ideal protein does so well is it peels down those final layers that people who've been working out so hard have been frustrated with. And so they finally can see the results of all that working out. And I love the fact that that's part of your story.
And it also boosts your energy once you get there. Once
Yep.
I started to see the results, I was like, whoa, that actually motivated me even more because it kind of felt stagnant, right? It was like, why am I not elevating to
Yeah.
this next level? And then when you elevate to the next level, you're like, whoa, like
Yeah.
I can do anything now. Like, look. And it really, your energy level changes, it triggers everything. Like I said, it was like a hard reset. Sometimes you just need to
Yeah.
wake up, and it woke up my whole body, and it
Yeah.
it was, I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah. You know what? Again, you can't beat that metabolic shift. And this is the other thing I've talked about in other shows, but women after pregnancy is one of the one times where actually a woman becomes insulin resistant on purpose. It's by design so that you can help the baby grow, et cetera, et cetera. The challenge of it is for a lot of women is that if they're not used to dealing with insulin resistance and if they've never had it before, afterwards they can get stuck there and they'll be
Yeah.
frustrated because, oh my gosh, now I've got this extra weight that I can't seem to get rid of. So this metabolic reset that happens, like you said, on the inside first and then translates to the outside it's mind-blowing for a lot of women, and so many women use it after pregnancy to
Hmm.
to s to get themselves back to where they were before or where they've always wanted to be.
Yeah, and it's as I mentioned too, like being after pregnancy, I just started to work out, but I was also carrying this extra weight and turning that into my workout. So I was bulking up unknowingly, So even I was doing different types of workout, I wasn't leaning out the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
So that's what this did. And it actually, the protocol really made my life easier in the sense where I had to think less.
Yes,
I was
absolutely.
like, it was such a relief for me. I'm always, as a chef, I'm thinking about meals all the time. As a mom, I'm thinking about meals all the time. Um, to be able to know, like, okay, I'm going to have my smoothie and this for lunch, done. It was so great for me to take off that mental load.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it accomplished so much more than just the physical outcome, but so much easier on my mind. It helped me connect with friends. There was so much to it. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I actually, listeners and viewers, last show that I just did with Dolores Zimbato, we're talking about navigating the holidays, having a plan, et cetera. We touched on this. There are so many there's like 200 food decisions people make in a single day, and they're not even chefs, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, what not to eat, what to eat, what's available, what can I do? Oh, look at that. Oh, and if we can remove the majority of those by doing the protocol, it
Hmm.
frees up brain power for other things, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I agree with that.
So commonly I hear, and I love your spin on this though. Commonly people will complain, "Oh, I'm stuck, with the same old foods all the time." Right? Like, look at this page. Like, I can't have this. I can't have that. What do you mean I can't have this? But you've got a different take on cooking restrictions. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is I always believe that cooking should come from a place of joy. We really all should be so grateful that we get to cook, where we have an abundance of food and produce available to us. So that in itself is magical. Um, and the thing is when you do have what I guess you want to call restrictions, it allows you to be more creative, but simultaneously stopping you from having to make 7 million food choices. So
Yeah.
it is, to me, a win-win, because now I have, this many vegetables to choose from. It allows me to become more creative with all of my choices, um, in a sense that it's not stressful anymore. Too much choice is too much choice. It's
Right.
overwhelming.
Right.
And then when you have a smaller number of items, it will allow and foster creativity, you know? And to me, it also works in both sense. There are some of my clients, myself personally, sometimes I go to a phase where I'll eat the same thing every day for like a month. Doesn't even bother me.
Right.
I like want that. And then on the flip side, I'll spend like 3 weeks just coming up with new vegetable ideas and just having fun with it. So it really can work for you, whichever way you decide to look at it. Either way, it is such a bonus to have those
Yeah.
guidelines that allow either the structure you're looking for or give you the creativity that you want without all of the distracting things.
Yeah. It seems to me like a lot of the cooking shows that I see on TV, the game basically is here's 5 ingredients. I want you to make the best thing you can do with these 5 ingredients, right? And
Yes.
so to me, people who enjoy cooking and people who understand it, it's almost more fun for them.
Oh, absolutely. And I was also having this conversation with some of my friends today, and it was the same idea. When I look at a recipe and there's 18 ingredients, I'm immediately
Mm.
like, oh, I probably don't have them. I'm now checked out. It's outside of my like range of what I want. One of the great things is with the protocol, it is high impact, low effort. And that's the
Ooh, I
as a
like
chef,
that.
that's the main thing I think about when I'm not cooking for anyone and I'm cooking for myself. High impact, low effort is all I want. I want 5 things that are going to be super awesome and very easy to do, and then be
Yep.
done with it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Well,
like the really the underlining theme here.
Well, and like you said, and I think that's that moms around the world, it's the same thing where we're trying to get the kids to sports, home from sports or activities or whatever they're doing. And who's got time for 18 different ingredients in a recipe? I want to be able to throw these things together and have something that, is not just grilled chicken and steamed broccoli, right?
Yeah. And the other thing that I do really love about the protocol, and something that I'm very excited to bring to light more through my position here with IP, is that it's very easy to take phase one things and then make it the rest of your family friendly. It's basically like
Yes.
just putting the noodles separate. So you're
Mhm.
still eating the same dish and the same meal as anyone. It's just putting the extra thing to the side. Then you're still not having to think of everything, right?
Right.
When the rest of the family eats the same as you, it all becomes the way you all live. So yeah, my family eats the exact same things I do when I'm protocol. Even if you want, I just call it the way I live. And then I make them what they like the noodles, the rice, those potatoes, French fries. Those are
Yeah.
all great. And then, eventually you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I can have 5 French fries. I can have a small portion of rice or noodles, and it
Yep.
doesn't stress you out, right? It's all joyful.
Yeah. I love that. So you've already said earlier in the show that you give a lot of the ideal protein foods 5 stars.
Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about that. Let's talk about Chef Rose's favorite ideal protein foods. Talk to us about those.
There's a few that I'm such a fan of. One of my top all-time treats is the coconut protein bar. I talk about
Yeah.
that. It's reminds me of growing up. I loved the Bounty bar when I was younger. It was like the treat that I would get when I'd go to the convenience store, or I could pick something. So, and it also reminds me of like a Middle Eastern macaroon that you would eat with that coconut
Oh.
chocolate texture. And then again, as a chef, like I'm one of my key things is the flavor of chocolate. And
Mm.
that bar tastes like beautiful, silky, dark chocolate with the coconut. So, yes, that is one of my favorite things. Sometimes I cut the bar in half and eat some of it during the day, and then like the other half
Yep.
later. It's my treat. I really like that bar.
Yeah.
The Dorados are something that are just in my car.
Right.
So it's such a go-to for me. They check off so many boxes. It's just satisfying to eat and easy to have while I'm like, driving the kids somewhere or
Yep.
before a meeting. So those are definitely a top favorite of mine. All of the smoothies, these guys are a big part of my life, especially when it comes to working out. So you'll see the recipe that I'm going to show, but when I work out, I wake up very early in the morning. And sometimes I'm not super hungry for something to eat first thing in the morning. So maybe I'll have a tea or some sort of electrolyte drink. Then I work out and then I drink my smoothie. And it's the perfect thing for me for after workout. And if I'm working later on in the day, it's the perfect thing for me pre-workout, because again, it gives me the protein, the energy, the sweetness that I need without making me feel full or bogged down. And then what I'll do in the morning sometimes, and you'll see, is that I mix it with an espresso. A shot of espresso.
Right.
It's like, sometimes I can, okay, I'll tell you all my honest ones. Sometimes I chug half of the smoothie out of the bottle, and then I pour the espresso right into the smoothie, and then I shake it and I bring it into the car with me. So that's like, mom is in a super rush.
Yeah.
But it's, to me, I'm like, I don't have any extra dishes. I don't have to do anything fancy. I just pour the espresso shot right into this, and then I take it with me. So these are definitely a big part of my life.
I love the authenticity of that. That was awesome.
That's my secret.
Yeah. No, what a great idea. And it
And
sounds like
that's the
something I
honest
would
part
do.
about it. We're all really busy. And
Yeah.
really, like, when you think about the bonus of the protocol is the fact that you don't have to think. It's already done for you. That you're going to be satisfied and happy grabbing your smoothie and going out the door. So definitely one of my favorite products.
Oh, that's so great. Okay. Well, then next, and because again, you're going to be featured in the test kitchen for Ideal Protein. Let's give people a little preview of that. And you've put together 4 recipes for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was mentioning earlier, when it comes to recipes and showing, I love things that are simple. So high impact, low effort. We have heard many times me say it. An espresso for me is such a great treat. When it comes to being on protocol, if I'm out and friends are having treats or they're having a cocktail, I will have a coffee. An espresso or a coffee to me kind of checks that box.
Okay.
So it would be something that not only I feel as though I would enjoy, that I would share with my friends when they're coming over, and it's like your nightcap or your dessert at the end of the night. It's kind of like a play on an Italian classic, an affogato. So we take the pudding. It's super simple. And the reason why you can share it, because we only use about a tablespoon of the chocolate pudding. So we put a tablespoon of the chocolate pudding. It is best if it's chilled, so it's nicer that it'll have just a little bit, to me, a better of a texture. And then you have your espresso. One of the things that elevates this so much, and one of the things I talk about quite a bit, is when you do make things joyful that are simple and easy. And for me, that's like this cup and this plate and this saucer. It's just an adorable, it kind of just elevates the whole experience a little bit more. So again, like super low effort, really high impact. You can get fun ones from the thrift store. And it just makes everything a little bit more special. And then all you do is really, you just pour the espresso right on top. So it almost looks like a float. And then you have a little bit of, I don't have my spice with me, but typically I just put a little bit of pumpkin spice on top, or cinnamon.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you can see it in there.
Oh, yeah.
But what you do is you serve this to each guest. I like to take a spoonful like this and enjoy. It's so yummy. It's so rich and coffee-like. It has a very similar feel to a tiramisu.
Okay. Okay.
And the other thing that I really like about this is when you pair the pudding with the coffee, the pudding has the protein in it, so you don't get that like espresso shake or tingle that you might get if you're having an espresso, because you're pairing it with a protein. So your body isn't going to get all jacked up on the espresso because the protein is
Got it.
going to help you with that. So it's
Got
a
it.
really
Got it.
nice treat that is super simple to make.
Cool. That's really neat. Yeah, and I love the idea that presentation is also something like you said that it gives part of the experience, and especially if you're with others, right?
Yeah, and it gets everyone really excited. Also, this one is something that you can do with guests, have everyone scoop their own pudding in, everyone pour their own coffees, all adding to the experience of it all. Um,
Mhm.
One of my next recipes is something that we're going with that theme of really low effort, super high impact. I love, this is also one of my products that I really love,
Yeah.
is the seeded bread. I use it for so many things, but one of my go-tos is I take the breads, I stack them all up just like they are in the pack. I cut them into cubes, so super simple. That
Mhm.
is our main goal here. I toss them into a bowl. We toss it with a little bit of olive oil and then a blend of herbs. So the great thing about this, what we're creating is a crouton. Depending on your kind of vibe and what you're going for the day, simple spices can change the flavor of the crouton really easily. So you can use an Italian and garlic powder spice, and you're going to go with like a little bit more of an Italian feel. You can
Yeah.
put like what is it called? An everything bagel spice gives
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
oh, like that is just one of my favorites. I talk about it. So
Oh.
you toss it in this with a little bit of oil. You have to put it in the oven. I put it under broil because I'm brave. So if you do put it on broil, you have to make direct eye contact with it the entire time
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it
yeah.
will cook
Right,
really fast.
right.
Otherwise, you throw it into the oven or toaster oven for about 15 minutes. And then you come out with these crunchy little croutons. They're little, but they're my, I don't know if you
Yeah.
can hear that crunch factor. They are so good. Sometimes it doesn't actually make it. So I use these for many things. Sometimes I'll just put them in a cup and eat them like a crunchy chip, like a popcorn vibe.
Okay.
Super satisfying for me. And then other times, as I discussed with like branching out on vegetables, I take a carrot peeler and I peel noodles from a zucchini. I mix it with a little bit of olive oil and I top it with these croutons. And it is this like crunchy pasta salad. It's absolutely super low effort. It's so delicious. It looks so fancy. Um, and it just hits the spot.
Oh, that's a really neat idea. I love the whole crouton idea, and I love the idea that, like you said, you can kind of change up based on the spices you use. You can change the vibe, and depending on the salad you're creating, it would make a huge difference. So many people, to me, they're trying to figure out the whole lunch thing, and an ideal protein food and 2 cups of vegetables, and well, a salad is one of the first go-tos that people think of.
Yes.
um, so people will use the trail mix that they'll put in a salad to give it some crunch.
Yep.
But I think the croutons and I think the bread probably give it a little more substance.
Oh,
It
it absolutely does. And again, it takes that salad into a meal. It really
Yeah.
elevates it, and it's that satisfaction of like a punch of flavor, right? When you do
Yep.
mix the spices in with the bread, they are little flavor bombs and crunchy. And that's what a lot of us miss, like the crunch of the Caesar salad, the crouton,
Yes.
what makes
Yes.
the Caesar salad. So why not
Yeah.
imitate that, right? And it'd be good for you. The other thing I
Yeah.
really love too is the fact that the bread is portioned, so it's perfect. Again, one last thing I don't have to think about. I open the pack. It's the exact portion I need. I cut it, I toast it, and then I go. If you like have an air fryer or a toaster oven, it's even quicker. As you're pulling your lunch out of the fridge, you can make these croutons, and it will take just that time. You can make it in an 8-minute
Right.
window.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a
One of my
great
other things
idea.
that I love to do is I'll make a scrambled egg, and then I sprinkle the croutons on top of the egg, like a scrambled egg bowl.
Fascinating.
See, you
That's
get
kind of a
creative,
fun
right?
idea.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what are all the things
Right.
I can put these crunchy croutons on?
Right. How about if you were to make them ahead of time and just have them on hand? Would that work, do you think? Is that
Absolutely. That way, I usually toast them slightly more so they're a bit more crunchy. And then I
okay?
leave them out on the counter.
Really?
Yeah. So you can like quote unquote meal prep yourself with it. You can pack them in little containers and have them ready to go so you can grab them for your lunches. They
Got
stay
it.
crispy. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Excellent.
Mhm.
All right. I think we're on a roll here. Like you said, easy to make, but high impact. Let's keep going. What else you got next?
Okay, the next one I want to talk about is I'm going to save my favorite for last. The next one I want to talk about is that same idea when I was talking about the zucchini noodle, and I say that this is the new noodle, and it's gonna be cabbage. So this is a bowl of charred cabbage.
Okay.
I'm going to try to grab a nice piece for you to see. Such a nice char to it.
Okay. Yeah.
So what we do at Joyful is we also meal prep a lot of clients. We have a lot of clients that are actually within the phase 1 program. And one thing I hear a lot is that they miss a noodle, like any
Yeah.
type of stir fry noodle. And our solution to this is cabbage. Cabbage is a super underrated vegetable. It's
hmm
seasonally available all the time, everywhere,
Mm,
which is really
okay.
great. And what we do, the preparation of it is so easy. You cut it into quarters and then you char it. So this is the key, using a cast iron pan. So you char it in the cast iron. It adds a little bit of caramelization to it and gives it that like stir fry feel. You can eat this cold. You can eat this hot. You can put any dressing you like on it. You can eat it just the way it is. It is so satisfying. Top client request is this charred cabbage.
Oh, wow. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
it is so good. And then touching on that note is when I was talking about what makes the cabbage so special is the charring of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Talk to me
When
about that
we're
process.
Yeah, when we're discussing charring a vegetable, because we're in protocol, you might feel restricted or feel like, okay, I'm tired of steamed vegetables.
Right.
I'm tired of, stir fry vegetable. A char elevates the vegetable. It makes it like you want to crave it. You crave that char flavor. And one of my favorite kitchen items, and we were talking about this together
Yeah.
before,
Bring it
with the
out.
best purchase, it's my cast iron wok. This is magic. It
Yeah.
changes your vegetables into a, an extremely special occasion when you cook it. What we were talking about earlier too is because the cast iron itself is seasoned and full of flavor. The iron intake you get from it is absolutely phenomenal for you health wise. And then when you are cooking with the cast iron, you put the oil around the outside. It touches all the surfaces on the inside. So you are getting a fast, hot char. That is kind of the best and healthiest way you can eat your vegetables. A high heat, fast cook on a cast iron pan is same high impact, low effort.
Yeah.
It impresses everyone too. As soon as I pull out my cast iron wok, no matter who's at the house, they're like, whoa, you know how to
Yeah.
cook with a
Right.
wok? Yeah, it's special. It is something that elevates your vegetable levels. Again, super low effort. It sounds so crazy to say, but that changed my style of cooking, just having that wok big time.
Yeah, we were laughing about this, and I was talking about this with my wife earlier. We've had 2 kids get married in the past 2 years, and, the registry and all the what are the cool kitchen appliances these days, and, you got the Instant Pot or the air fryer, but for us, we were laughing, the wok was a big deal when we got married back in the early '90s, and I loved my wok that I had, but I, like, burnt it all up. I'm a mess in the kitchen. But when you said cast iron wok, I'm like, "Oh,
The
I
memories are
I'm I
coming back.
I think I'm in." Like, I think
Yeah.
we need a cast iron wok in our kitchen these days.
I say that all the time. I'm always like, can we bring the walk back? And it really does get everyone excited when you're like, I'm bringing out
Right.
the walk. Everyone's like, woohoo. They know you're going to get something good. So definitely, it's that same idea of bringing joy and this fun back into the kitchen. Cooking with the wok is just naturally fun. Just saying the word walk is fun.
Right,
Um,
right.
you know,
Let's walk and
so
roll.
and you can have your
Right?
friends over and you're like, we're gonna cook with a wok tonight. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be more complicated than that simple thing. You can really change so many habits of yours by just buying a cast iron wok.
yeah. I think, I can foresee this now to be on my Christmas list,
For
and,
sure.
when January reset time comes, we're back in phase 1 in our house, cleaning up the holidays. We're gonna be charring vegetables right and left. I'm so psyched.
Yeah, and the best thing too about the wok, again, is for even protein. When you're cooking your proteins, it adds so much extra flavor to steak, to
Mm,
chicken, to shrimp, to tofu. Um, you get that extra deep wok richness that doesn't come from added calories or fat. It comes just from the cast iron itself. So
wow.
it's really, there's a reason why people have been cooking with them for years, because they work and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Also, I wanted to ask you because this recipe is called, Asian 5 spice.
Ooh.
We talked about this. We touched on it in our pre-interview, and I've never heard of this, but I'm definitely looking to get this for the kitchen. Talk to us
I
about
am
Asian 5 spice.
very excited that you brought that up, because that kind of goes along with the talk about the wok.
Mm,
Adding spices and ethnic spices to your food is such a great way to add that pizzazz, or that kind of like take out flavor that you're used to into your home. So two of the things when it comes to like charring vegetables in my wok, um, and really getting that Asian touch to it, would
mhm.
be sesame oil.
Yep.
So sesame oil, one tiny drop goes such a long way. It's not only flavorful, it's also very aromatic. So when you start to use it, all of your senses, and you're so excited to eat this. And simple again, like one little drop gives you so much flavor and richness. And then the
Wow.
magical Chinese 5 spice. The Chinese 5 spice consists of star anise, clove, cinnamon, fennel seeds, and Szechuan peppercorn. Um, the minute, oh, I love it. So it just kind of just looks like a regular spice mix. The minute
Yeah.
you open it, you are hit with the memory of like Chinese takeout. It
Yeah.
really tastes like, smells like fried rice in the best way possible. Um, and this is one way to really elevate the flavors of your food so simply, um,
Yeah.
because it gives you that exact profile that you're looking for, right?
Mhm.
Without using a jar of sauce that's, high sugar, high
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fructose, like all super high sodium. You can get the results of that with the spices rather than those sauces.
I can almost smell it right now, and you know what? That's one of the things a lot of people complain, "Oh, I miss Chinese food, doc," like, I mi and there's no reason for that. We can figure this out between the wok and the Chinese 5 spice and the sesame
And the
oil
cabbage, like the cooked
and the
cabbage.
cabbage, yeah.
Another great one is to use when if you do the zucchini noodle and you cook that
Mhm.
into a wok with a little bit of Chinese 5 spice in this,
Yep.
killer. And it's so
Yeah.
simple, and it tastes good both hot and cold, which is really nice when you're talking about lunches. When a vegetable is charred and the seasoning is within it, you don't have that need for heat, and you also don't have the need to have like a sauce on it. So you can just be at work and open it and just eat it right out of the container, because all the seasoning and flavor is already penetrated in the vegetable.
Yeah, and I would imagine the cauliflower rice would probably really be something that would.
Oh, especially in the wok, you really get that
Yeah,
rice fried feeling to it, because the wok gives it that flavor. That's like
yeah,
what you're looking for, right? The cauliflower rice
yeah.
already has the rice texture. The wok and the Chinese five spice just elevates it to another level.
I've got Amazon open and I'm just ordering stuff while we're talking here. I literally
Yeah, you
press
can
the
usually find it
button.
in most of like the ethnic aisles of the food store. Yeah, sometimes even I will put a little. There's another spice that I really like using. You can do like an Arabic 7 spice. One of the things I love doing is when I go to Costco, I'll look at all of the different spices. But the
Mhm.
key you want to make sure is that they're all without salt. So you really want to make sure that you're looking at the back ingredients and checking those out, because sometimes they'll sneaky sometimes in the spice mixes. So just make sure that you're looking at them, that they're whole spices that have been ground down and there's no salt included in them. That's what makes it a freebie, because there's no salt and we can use it as much as we like. When you're buying spices that include salt, we're not sure about the salt content and what kind of salt it is. So it's better just to have your own salt
Yeah.
and add that in.
Well, I was going to say, because, in our pre-interview discussion, I meant to ask you about that, because you use salt, but you very specifically said, you want to be sure it's not in your spices.
Yes,
I thought that
and
was fascinating.
one of the things that control my salt level, but still doesn't leave my food bland and gives it that chef's kiss, is when you use coarse salt. So
Mm,
very minimal salt while cooking. Even when you are charring vegetables in a wok, it's nicer when there is no salt added, because then the juices don't get pulled out of the vegetables and you get a better sear or char to it. And then
okay.
you top
Okay.
it with a pinch of coarse salt, and you
Got it.
really get the impact of that salt. It adds a crunch
Oh,
texture as well. Most of the time when you're like, why is my food not as tasty as chef food? It's because of the coarse salt. It's a finishing salt.
yes.
Add it as it umphs your food without increasing the value of salt while you're cooking.
Wow.
Yeah, super
Wow.
easy
Those,
tip, right?
yeah, really awesome tips. Yeah, yeah. No, this is so useful in so many different ways. All right.
So my final recipe, I need to go get my pumpkin spice because I forgot it. So can you
Oh,
give
yep,
me just
yep.
one quick second?
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I hope everybody's enjoying. I'm sure everybody's enjoying this, they've got the wheels turning. I'm sure that they've got that wok either in their cart or on their wish list.
On the wish list, I also say to everybody, you can find woks or cast irons thrifting. So it's also just like a nice adventure to have if you're one of those thrifters like me. I enjoy going out and finding them. Okay, I know,
All right.
I know. This is one of my favorite things. I am an eggnog lush. Love, I love eggnog. I did not grow up drinking a lot of eggnog. So when I got old enough and it was introduced to me, I was like, wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like, it reminds me of like chocolate milk when you're a kid, but better. Um,
Yeah.
but regular eggnog is loaded full of sugar. So when you're
Yeah.
having an eggnog, say you're having a cup this big, about half the cup is going to be sugar.
Mm.
So we already know that I love my ideal protein shakes, and I
Yep.
always want to try to hit those cravings. When you see on Starbucks, they have like the pumpkin spice latte, the eggnog latte. I want to be a part of this world, but I also want to be good to my body. So I've come up with my favorite way of doing that. Super
Yeah.
simple recipe, as we like to keep it. It's the vanilla protein smoothie.
Yep.
So I throw that into my mixer. We're going to add I'm bringing back the Rocky days where you just add one full egg
Okay,
right
there
into
you
your
go.
smoothie.
Yep.
I'm going to add, this is just a classic pumpkin spice. So
Okay.
I add this to so many
Right.
of my smoothies during the holiday season. It just gives me that beautiful holiday vibe. And then added vegetable. This is our frozen cauliflower. So I put half
Wait.
a cup.
Time out. You're putting cauliflower in your smoothie?
In my sweet smoothie, not my savory smoothie. Yeah.
Right?
So cauliflower is what gives the replacement feeling of a banana. That
Oh.
is one thing that I really missed is not necessarily, I don't really eat bananas, but I always had put them in my smoothie. And I miss that kind of thick texture. Ice doesn't get you that. But when you freeze cauliflower, it really gives you that frothy texture you've been missing from the banana. Plus, you get a whole cup of vegetables added to your
Right.
smoothie. Now we have our egg in there, so we're basically Rocky. We can like run a marathon. If you
Yeah.
give me 1 second, I'm going to blend this. I hope that it is not
Yeah.
too loud for us over here.
Oh, check this out. She's got like an immersion blender. Oh. I actually muted it, so for those of you at home, you don't have to worry about the noise of the blender, but she's using the immersion blender. Check it
It's
out.
nice and quick. An alter way of doing this too is, I mean, I think everyone's expecting this of me, is to add a shot of espresso in it if you want as well.
Right.
But hopefully the
Espresso
camera can
eggnog?
see how frothy,
Yeah.
and even if you can see
And
the
volume,
color,
like it's
it's
huge. There's
I
so
know, and
much.
there's still some left.
Yeah.
And this is our eggnog smoothie. I would even go as far as if you are out and or at a Christmas holiday party, this could be your dessert and your treat. So,
Yeah.
rethinking the way we think about things when everyone's having, a lot of times for me, my friends will have something like a B-52 or like their version of a nightcap. I
There
will
you
just
go.
be like, this will be my eggnog nightcap.
Yeah.
It's it's so good.
Oh, that's really awesome.
It's almost, it makes you laugh because it's so good. I do not miss eggnog at all. I don't feel like I'm missing out at all. It's so good.
I wouldn't think that you are. That sounds amazing. And you know what? And I will say, for me, for someone like myself, and I've had clients, I just had one today, who aren't, how shall we say, we really don't like vegetables.
Yeah.
It's a great way to hide vegetables, in there so that you're, like you said, you're getting that cup, but you don't
Oh
have
yeah.
you don't necessarily get that overpowering cauliflower taste or anything like that. It just smooths it right out.
Also, low effort in the sense where it's frozen cauliflower. So I
Yeah.
buy the bag of frozen cauliflower
Right.
and I just use my measuring cup. So there is no chopping.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's almost easier than putting ice because I don't have to fight with the ice tray. I just open my frozen and I throw it right in. And as a mom, my kids also will drink this. So what would happen a lot of the times for me is this would be my cup. And then I pour this in like a little shot glass and I give it to my kids. So I'm like, oh, you might get one. And they love it too. And they're getting
Protein
a little bit of
shots.
vegetable in. Yeah. And they also think it's so funny because they're like, Mom, you're putting cauliflower in your smoothie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, buddy. So you're also changing the way they think, right? It's changing everyone's way of thinking of the vegetable. It doesn't have to be what we think it needs to be.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And I will confess to the audience, I saw this during your demonstration to Ideal Protein coaches when corporate hosted you for that coaching call. You had a different smoothie that you were throwing it in, and I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like that's brilliant. And I think that for all you smoothie people, I think it's just going to elevate that game tremendously.
Again, I think a lot of the times for most people, there was a frozen fruit of some sort in your smoothie. So there either was like a frozen mango, a frozen banana, a frozen berry of some sort. And that's the texture that you're missing. And ice
Yeah,
cubes
yeah.
don't always give you that,
No,
where
they
again,
they water it down, like, after, if it's there too
and
long,
it
if it's
can't
just
sit. Correct.
yeah.
Absolutely. And so it really does give you that. I can't get over how beautifully colored this is. This is so, it just looks
It's
so,
like real.
yeah, it's so nice. Um, Cauliflower does that. And the best part too is having that frozen cauliflower. You can use that for so many things other than just your smoothie. So it's nice to just have in your freezer all the time. You can
Mm,
throw it into stir fries. You can use it into your soups. You can make so many things out of cauliflower, which I'm excited to share more of these cauliflower recipes with
yeah.
everyone. But it is just like a superstar vegetable, and it's great to have. And when you change your mind again with cauliflower, it's that challenge where it's like, I can eat all I want cauliflower. What are all the things I can do for it?
Yeah.
On that note, too, I'm going to say this just came to my mind because we also we do a separate club. We cater a lot of events, and we're always trying to elevate the vegetable. Just as a chef, I really like to show people vegetables can be great.
Yeah.
And one of the things we do that really blow everyone's mind is that we grill, or if you don't have access to a grill, you can broil romaine lettuce.
Oh,
It is.
fascinating.
We do our version of a charred Caesar salad and charring. So we cut the lettuce hearts right down the middle, and you can put them right on the barbecue that way, or you flip them
Yep.
up and then you put them broil under your in your oven. And you
Okay.
want to get that like black char to it. You could just eat it like that. It almost doesn't even need dressing anymore. So when
Yeah.
you really get that moment of like, oh, I want to eat salad, but I'm tired of eating regular salad, char the vegetables. It will change it completely. And it's so simple.
And so when you're doing that, would you use any oil, any olive oil or anything, or
So
does it
yeah,
not
what
need
I
that?
do is I brush with my hand, just a little olive oil on top, and
Okay.
that's it. Then
Yeah.
I let it char, and then I cut it into slices, and I mix it into my bowl. Again, once it's charred, it kind of gets this little bit of a juiciness to it, and you don't even really need a
Hmm.
dressing.
Fascinating.
That the charred romaine paired with the croutons,
Oh, there it is, right?
and it's two ingredients. You're checking off
Mhm.
all your boxes, and
Right.
it's delicious.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned, you just kind of alluded to, I want to talk to people more so that they kind of understand your business, actually, your personal business and
Yeah.
your personal brand, and take us into this joyful world of yours and tell us what you do.
So I am the CEO of Joyful, and what we are is a group of joyful chefs, and we provide catered events. We do weekly meal prep. We host retreats. Really, everything surrounded around food. We also host a private supper club, which is really fun. That way, we can share our creativity with food. But food, love, and joy is really what we're completely rooted in. And so what we love to do is share food in every way that we can. And it's really wonderful because we're a collective of chefs that do that. So we all have that same belief that we're doing this out of joy, which is what I really want to share with everyone. That's why we say spread the joy. Bringing the love of food back in any way
Yeah.
we can is really what we do.
That's really neat. And you also you talk about, so I love that, because you're putting events on, you're catering, but you're also doing meal prep and meal prep and delivery for like almost with a cause, right?
Oh,
Um, you
yeah.
know,
And one of the reasons why the company started, and one of our pillars of what we do, is a package called Mother the Mother.
yeah.
And what we do is we provide healthy, healing food for moms after they give birth. So for postpartum.
Yeah.
And me, myself, it was something that I found missing so much in my postpartum healing was the care and the giving of food that I needed to heal. So it's a service that we offer, and it is one of our most popular things. It's gifted to so many moms, first time moms, moms that already have other toddlers in the window.
Yeah.
It's I would say hands down the best gift you can give a new mom. Uh, it changes.
Yeah.
I get so honored when we get to drop this off for a mom, and we know that we can take care of her because she just went through something so beautiful, and food is love,
Right.
and we want to just take care of mom.
Well, and especially when it's good for you, right? I mean, this is beyond just dropping off the lasagna, that the unhealthier food that people, might that we're used to seeing.
And they
It
exactly, they get drawn towards that comfort food, but really what we want to do is be providing food that heals you from the inside out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is, imagine all of our IP nation, and after you worked really hard, you had a baby, that doesn't mean you have to throw everything out the window. You
Yep.
can still get all that healthy food that hits all of those check marks, heals your body without backtracking all that time that you did to get to where you are,
Uh,
and that it is an important factor for healing for moms, is to make sure that they're getting food that satisfies all those needs.
yeah. You described it to me as healthy meals to help you heal. I love that.
Yeah.
So So I also, you're really great on social media, and I wanted to give people your handle so that they could find
Yeah.
you.
We
And
are the
and
joyful.
with 2 L's, I wanna state that, right? Like, I
Yes,
kept putting it
because
in, I'm
we
like, "I
are
don't see her, this is not her," but joyful, almost like it's 2 words, right?
because you're full of joy. That's
Yeah,
our
brilliant.
little tagline there. And you can join our Joyful Nation. Yeah, we just document. I take you on the journey of what we do daily and how we help everybody through our food. I share recipes and content ideas, and genuinely, I share my joy. That's what it's all about.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, like I said, we're looking forward. I'm giving people a sneak peek. I cleared this with Carolyn at marketing and communications. I get to somewhat introduce you, or unofficially, it's like a soft opening. I kind of get
Yeah.
to introduce you to Ideal Protein Nation before we get some official stuff, some official collaborations coming out through what Ideal Protein is calling the Ideal Protein Test Kitchen. So we're super excited to see that. Chef Rosa, thank you so, so much for spending time with me today. And I'm so excited for what we're going to see in the future.
Oh, it's such a pleasure for me. I'm so excited to be a part of a great family, and I'm looking forward to sharing all of my joy with you all.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to put you backstage. Please hang out, and we'll talk about it after I go ahead and close things up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you learned some things. I certainly did. I really do enjoy cooking myself in the kitchen. I love nothing better than to discover fun. I like dry seasonings and spices, and and also our great kitchen appliances that are made of cast iron. So maybe I'll give you updates on when I get my wok and how I'm doing with that. I'm sure there'll be a few disasters before things turn out well. But that being said, I also wanted to let you know that Chef Rosa has given me the recipes that we talked about. In fact, there's a bonus recipe that she gave me for a tiramisu. And we're going to have those available for you, listeners and viewers. There's going to be a link in the show notes, hopefully, where they're going to be somewhere where you can download those. So look down below on Facebook or on the post in other social media, and there should be a link that you can get these. Otherwise, direct message us at Life Possible Podcast on Facebook or Instagram. We'll be sure that you get a hold of these. So that said, thank you so much. As always, keep thriving, keep striving, and keep trying to reach your life possible.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Life Possible podcast, where we unlock the power of metabolic health to fuel your best life. If you found value in today's conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and download the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if this message resonated with you, share it to someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread the power of life possible together. For more inspiration, insights, and exclusive content, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thanks for tuning in. Keep striving, keep thriving, and remember, your best life is within reach.